Hey y'all, what's up? Happy Saturday. It's your man, the talented Mr. Drayton, coming to you from an undisclosed location. It ain't none of your business. Holla. But as I do every Saturday, I sit here in this chair and pass judgment with me and my friends, and we get to talk shit and just kick it. So my first friend is the founder and co-chief of M3 himself, the best afro in the business, Malcolm Travers. Pew, pew, pew. I gotta
Hey,
do
what's
mouth
going
sound
on?
effects because Swag, our sound effects producer's not at home either. So, all
Bum bum ba bum.
right, all right. And so, speaking of Swag, he's fresh from those TikTok streets and wherever he is at this particular moment. Uh, everybody's favorite elder bear, Swag for life, y'all. Check him out. Check him out in those TikTok streets. Extremely interesting. And let me back up. You can check out Malcolm. 7 o'clock is the new time. 7 o'clock on Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Wednesdays for your listening and viewing pleasures. Check him out. He's coming through. And then he has a podcast every Tuesday, the M3 Bearcast every Tuesday, coming to you funky fresh live every Tuesday. Is there a new episode this week, Malcolm?
Yes, there will be. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Yeah, I got. Did I add the new time? I did not add the new time yet. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
No, so trust me, it's something. If you show up at
Still
7:30, you're gonna miss about
still working on that.
30 minutes of said show. So let's go. Oh, and I cannot forget Cream Diggler, the host of the Cream Diggler. Oh, I'm sorry. The Olympus podcast. I'm so sorry. You can't fuck around with the improper advertising. What is it? The Cream podcast?
The Soulful Cream
Cream
podcast.
No, because I'm concentrating on that hat today. So I previously told him before we got on air, I said, today your name is Cat Daddy, is Hat Daddy. And I keep wanting to say the Hat Daddy podcast. License and trademark, don't y'all take it. Welcome to the show as always, brother. I don't know where Stretch at today, but I'm sure he'll be straggling in. We have to call him, check on him, make sure he's good out there. He might be somewhere trying to get in with janky internet like the rest of us. But with that being said, we don't have necessarily a news reel today, but we all know what happened in the news this week. Your former president is continuing to lambast the judge and the DA, and they have to get security. Now, so it is my understanding that the judge is being very patient because the defendant is running for president, but his luck is going to run out shortly. So the DA Bragg and his family have gotten an extra detail in New York, and so for some reason I thought about you, Cream. So, but in New York, like they didn't bring that insurrectionist bullshit to New York because right. So, who was I talking about? Were we on Patreon the other day when we talked about Michael Rappaport? What he said to Marjorie Taylor Greene?
That was on Wednesday's show we were talking
That
about.
was on Wednesday show when he was like, "Get your ass out of New York," and that's what it equates to. Like they're not they're not fucking with Trump like that. Now they went from really not fucking with him to nah, just don't bring your ass back. So if anybody thought he's gonna be anything less than indicted, you are sadly mistaken. Any jury in Manhattan is going to convict him hands down, and they already know it. They can have any argument they want. If that nigga jaywalk, they gonna send him to jail, and that's it. And I don't understand Malcolm why he just won't be quiet. Like, dude, just stop talking because when they gag order on him, and then his next step is they will lock him up. They will lock him up.
I think he's going to continue to do what he did because it has worked for him thus far. But honestly, it's like amazing that it has worked for him. It really is amazing. Like, God,
yeah,
this works.
But Malcolm, I'm moving closer and closer to my stake because in the state of Wisconsin, my theory has been proven yet again. there was a special election held for a state Supreme Court seat in the state of Wisconsin, and the Democratic challenger won it by 11 points.
Yeah.
A seat that Trump, a section, Trump, a state that Trump had won by 10 or 20 points, and most of the state. So, and then, Chicago, they, after Beetlejuice, Mayor Lightfoot herself.
Oh, Lordy.
Don't tell me that bitch don't look like Beetlejuice. Better not say it for a third time. That bitch gonna pop up. She ain't got no job, so she just pop it up.
Who that call my name?
Yeah. Why you calling me? So which is another LGBTQ person with a high profile. Her wife is Caucasian, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought she would be married to some bitch named Lakeisha, but obviously that's not how that went down. But Brandon Johnson is the new mayor-elect of the Windy City of Chicago, which is funny because guess what he believes in? Defunding the police. And I mean, he wants to retool it, but he was like, yo, if they can't stop the murders and doing them, why are they there? We need to redo this. So that's far left candidates and it's not going to stop, Malcolm. It's not going to be different. It's not, and they are continuously. So, which brings me, it's further down the news rabbit hole. I'm just going to say something. Tennessee. I mean, and I think about the Nina Simone song "Mississippi," goddamn, Tennessee, goddamn. I mean, not only this is the week that we celebrated the assassination, or we somberly remember the assassination of Dr. King on April the 4th, so many years ago at the Lorraine Motel in none other than Tennessee. We are struggling. They are struggling with drag queens, and now they are openly they ain't even hiding it. They ain't be like, nigga, no, we ain't being racist. No, they be like, yeah, we racist. Oh yeah, take your afro, and the other one look like the love child of Morris Day. I love him. The Justins
the Justins, yes.
The Justins too, yeah.
Right, the Justins squared. I love it. So one Justin looked like the love child of Morris Day, and the other one looked like what's her name? That ran for president, Shirley Chisholm.
Oh yes.
Shirley Chisholm, and that made me very happy because the one thing that made me happy, they didn't act a fool. They didn't cut up. Hey y'all, welcome to the program. They did not act a fool. They got up there and spoke eloquently. But so what made it just blatant and so crazy was, as I was walking around the house, I was doing shit and clean up. The first part of the story was like, oh, the Tennessee 3. I was like, oh, that's fucked up. But then when they expelled the two black people, not the white woman, my mind just blew up.
I was reading the article and they said it could be because the other two men used the megaphone and she didn't use the megaphone. They're gonna try to lean into that, is what they said.
Even she said, look at my skin and look at their skin. I think that tells you everything you need to know.
Everything you need to know. And then the other thing is this. With the law, because she only did not get expelled by one vote, but the law, because she a nigga lover. I don't know why they just say that. Nigga lover, and just point and shame her ass, right? Like the monkey in the closet on Family Guy. So the man actually used the words, he did not show enough attrition.
Yeah.
For those in my family out there watching, the words of that also means you didn't humble yourself to my whiteness.
He was too uppity.
He was an uppity nigga.
He was uppity. That's the word.
But I tell you what, the vice president got her Gucci bag and she hopped on her big ass airplane in her Jones, New York business suit.
And her Converses.
With her AKA pin on along with her American flag. Took all the resources of these United States that is availed to her. And she shitted on them. She shitted on them niggas. She just showed up in a goddamn airplane. She said, I'm changing my plans. I'm not going to go over here. I'm going to Tennessee. So all I heard was Arrested Development and Prince all at the same time. Tennessee. Hey. And now I was just telling Swag this morning, I was just telling him we were talking before the show, and I was just telling him that now it is a different tone and tenor, Cream. The whole thing is swelling. Those kids are now out there, but now joining those kids are their parents. They're like, because let's not forget, Malcolm, all of this started in service of please don't kill us. Right. The children are asking you, please don't kill us. You know what I'm saying? That's like us as Black people that get in the cars and do mobile things and go places and shit of that nature. We're asking you, please, police, don't choke me. I ain't got no weapon. Don't choke me. Don't kill me. Don't kill those who look like me. Those children, like, what is the guy's name? He teaches at a law school, but he teaches at a prominent law school. And he says right beside the picture of the person that founded the law school is the protocol for an active shooter drill.
Yeah.
And then we were also discussing, I was discussing with somebody about, we were talking about Wednesday, what an AK does to you.
Yeah.
It does to the human body. You just can't get shot and go to the emergency room and be limping for the rest of your life. You're going to miss a foot, and the foot is going to gangrene your ankle because what the bullets are made out of, Malcolm, it's set to rot your flesh.
Right. I mean, what you do reveals your priorities, right? And it's like, if you really cared about life the way you claim, because when you do all that abortion bans and all that stuff, if they had some money attached to abortions, they probably wouldn't be banning them, right? Like if they could make a bunch of money off of it, they wouldn't be banning that shit. So it's just like, if you care about the baby and it's in the mama's stomach, but you don't care about the baby once the baby come out the mama's body. After that, fuck the baby. Good luck, baby. I don't care about the baby's education. I don't care about the baby getting shut up in school. But we gotta make sure the baby gets here. So that we can abandon the baby.
Right. I was telling Greg, I saw a clip on TikTok of, and I wish I could remember what state it was, but they were talking about funding schools for, increasing money for free lunches for people who can't afford it. And of course, Republicans were dead set against it. They made it seem like if they increased the money, that somehow the parents were going to get the money. Somebody had to say, y'all act like we're giving the parents money. This is going to the school. The parents will never touch the money. This is for the children. And it surprises me that y'all claim that you care so much about children's life and sanctity. But here it is, we're trying to feed them, and y'all just like, fuck them kids. let them fend for themselves.
So that lends the question, Malcolm. I always try to put I think about you when I have too many emotions about stuff. I was like, y'all need to have less emotions about it. No, seriously, Cream, because Malcolm holds stance on this whole shit. Ain't nothing gonna happen. And sometimes I have to take those views because I'll get too involved and my blood pressure be high, and they think I can't have no poke sandwiches and stuff.
The thing I talked about Wednesday was the fact that our brains are not necessarily meant to deal with facts. Our brains are actually more communal group type structures, right? We favor unity, camaraderie, partnership with our own tribe against other tribes, rather than the truth. And so once we realize that it's not just them, it's us as well, we can use a lot less of our time and energy trying to convince the other side to our side, because it's just not going to happen, and start strengthening the bonds with your own side, recognizing that while the facts are important, I think it's really about, getting people to put some skin in the game, like actually voting, actually volunteering, talking to their friends and family about voting, making a plan to go vote, those sorts of things. Getting people on our side to actually be excited about it, because this is a thing when we talked about, Trump's base versus Biden's base, it really is about twice the size, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't get excited about our people. We just don't.
Well, the other thing is, we did last time because he wasn't popular by 7.
I think we got scared of Trump.
Yeah, and he will scare us again.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep telling you. So now not only is he the boogeyman, but they are now doing a good job with making DeSantis the boogeyman, and now abortion is the boogeyman.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
Shootings are the boogeyman, and so a couple of those things will not go away.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If it was 1, 2 of them things, so let's you take all that off the table, then you still got insurrectionists. The former president got arrested. It's just they shit is deep and real. Then if you get rid of all that, you got George Santos telling lies, who is going to get expelled at some point. That's a seat they've lost, because then Governor Holcomb gets to appoint. She's going to appoint a Democrat. She's gonna pull up her skirt and pull her dick out and like, and what's funny though? I don't think people realize because nobody here is a New Yorker but me. She barely won. She only won by a point and a half, 1.3, which is odd for a Democratic governor. So she kind of she was the lieutenant governor when Cuomo went down in flames and took his brother with him. Which he popped up on this new news channel. It's sometime, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna news my ass to death. I was like, I can't do all this, I'm just trying to stay afloat, bro. Right. But praise break right quick. Cream, I want to talk about this Janet Jackson room that you have. Praise break. My people over here on my phone, please tune in if you are a severe Janet Jackson fan. One of my fellow cohorts because they can't, I don't show them the screen anymore. One of my fellow cohorts here has a Janet Jackson room, and I am equally affixed on Malcolm's Donuts.
Yes, right.
You guys are giving me too much. Just kind of, what I tell y'all, somewhere being rigid. Look at it.
He came in looking feisty.
Giving the birthday canary yellow. Boy, that yellow looking good on your cool dark skin. You better wear that,
right?
Come on now.
Hey, sunshine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay. Well, I'm just having laptop challenges. It's acting like a bitch, so I'm on my phone right now.
But you are rocking that yellow, my friend. Welcome.
Oh, so now you say I look like a bumblebee? Is that what you're saying?
Can't take black people nowhere. Look how you act. That's terrible. I'm glad you joined us, my brother, because like some of these topics were your idea. I'm like, wait, he gonna send me some dope ass ideas and not show the fuck up. Boy, he's so black. Lord, that's like, I ain't gonna come to the cookout, but I'm gonna send this potato salad over there. They better take this damn potato salad and be good with it.
Right?
And then Malcolm would be like, I don't care if he don't show up. I'm gonna eat this potato salad.
Malcolm got his donuts. He's good.
Oh my God, exactly. I need to find some place that makes all of those. I don't even know what the flavors are, but I need a teal blue donut in my life.
Right? Gourmet.
Right, it's some good shit.
Mhm.
What is that? John, what is that donut place we have in Atlanta?
Krispy Kreme?
No, it's the gourmet donut
Oh.
place. It's I don't know. I was in there, and me and Candy Burris was getting.
I don't know. It sound bougie. You know, I'm a Krispy Kreme person. You know.
You know
Yeah,
what?
the Voodoo place, the Voodoo Donuts, or that's I know
No, that's closed.
Oh, okay.
It's shit. Oh no. It's one in it's y'all got one in Charlotte too. Swag.
Duck donuts.
Duck donuts.
We got duck donuts here in Charlotte.
And it's in Atlanta as well. And I think they're about to get their new locations in the northern part of North Carolina and Virginia. But they have like blue donuts and shit, which is super dope. And I just took a praise break, John, when you came in to pay homage to Swag's room of Janet Jackson over here.
Not Swags, creams.
I'm sorry, Cream.
Oh yeah, Cream. I got that same picture that Cream got up there.
Dope. But I need to share something with y'all. Janet Jackson tickets, because she sold out. So the bots have went and bought all the tickets, right? Now my sister's tickets are starting at $300.
You gotta get in there quick.
Oh Lord, I was like, Jesus, Lord, my soul is broke. So we were talking about Tennessee and the Jetsons and all these other things, but I guess the remedy to all these things, Malcolm, is to vote. Your vote does matter. And so, Wisconsin has been, Chicago has kind of, and let them keep talking that stupid, crazy, dumb shit. But racism is at an all new high. And I want to start with that because motherfuckers just don't care. They'd be like, nigga, hey, nigga.
Where they doing that at?
All over the place. I'm serious. All white people, hey man, you know how niggas are. Wow. Just be like, nah, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to, CNN, but I'm gonna push this bitch down the street and keep on going.
But here's the thing: is that Tennessee Republican Party don't care that we calling them racist.
They don't care. They don't care
at all. They not budging.
Nissan, who just opened a new plant in Tennessee, has made a statement this morning and said there are other states that we can do business in.
That's the only shit they're gonna listen to. That is the only shit.
You're right.
They didn't count on that. And then so and they're like, oh, there are other states we can do business in. There's other places we can do business in. That's what I'm at. So amen. So I want to talk a little about racism, but I want to welcome everybody to the show. I want to officially welcome my man Stretch out there to the show. You can catch him on IG at the Double J Chronicles, __. Continue to send your tape pictures. We can judge you accordingly. We're coming out with the winning tape about June. And we'll let you know what the prize is. Probably something.
And please moisturize.
Oh no! Because if your paint is not moisturized, Malcolm, you will be automatically disqualified. Nobody wants to see a dry paint. And then we will let you know what the prize is once we judge your paint. And we ain't kidding. Let's go. Yeah, that was a terrible day. You can cut my mic off for that.
I enjoyed it.
Cut my mic off. And as we do every Saturday, we'd like to welcome you all to the program. New best friend, Brandon. Welcome. He said, look at all those handsome faces. Hey, y'all. I'm surprised that the killer hadn't got me in a van. That's a good way to get me. Oh, Greg, you're so cute. You want some candy? Sure. Absolutely. I'll take some ice cream, stranger. Thank you. What's up, brother? Happy Saturday to you as well. King Boo Boo Fall. Good afternoon, everyone. I like that. Bobo.
Boo-boo.
Is it Bobo Boo Boo? I like it though. Nate, we did. Nate said we needed a praise break. We did. Dunk donuts are great, but they are super expensive. Be clear.
Oh, King Bob of all.
King Bob of all. I had to put that up there.
Ah, okay.
Thank you. Love it. That's dope. It's kind of like the talented Mr. Drayton. You kind of get your own self-aggrandizing in there. You know, people like, why did you? Yeah, look, if I don't think I'm great, who the fuck gonna think it for me? Now, I'll start first on down this rabbit hole of racism. So I grew up in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? So my earliest memory of like racism, Malcolm, is being at the gas station, and my mother. Well, I always tell them about that big green Fleetwood that we had with the mint green Fleetwood with the tire on the back. That is like a serious childhood memory of mine. But I remember my mother being at the gas station, and there was this town in between where I grew up and like where my grandmother lived. It was called Colonial Heights, and it was notorious for white people. Good afternoon, Kenneth. And so my mother had to stop and get gas, and it was it was right before dark, and my dad was like, "Alice, you try to make sure you get gas over there by grandma's house," and my dad was like, "Don't you be stopping over there with them kids in the car." My mom was like, "Fuck them." I'm grown. You know what I mean? I got 5 motherfucking kids was her favorite statement. That very statement. I got 5 kids. Fuck y'all, right? But like so we stopped at the gas station, and I heard the word gal, and the man was like,
Ooh,
yeah. And the
that
man was
gal.
like, yeah, gal, what you want? And she was like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a 22 in my purse, and I will shoot. I remember that as a child. I was like 6. My mother, she grabbed her Agner purse, Anye, the blood marked red one. Come on, y'all know the one. The clasp on the top. Good Southern women call it Agner. So she was like, She was like, don't nobody, none of y'all motherfuckers, none of y'all children get out the car. Everybody stay in the car. Grabbed her pocketbook. She said, I want some motherfucking gas. And you gonna give me some gas. Well, I'm gonna take this motherfucking gas. He said, we don't give gas to niggas. My mother took her to and put it on the counter because it was the glass outside so we could see it from the car. And he was like, and she took whatever amount of money and threw it at the thing, and went and got her motherfucking gas and put that 22 on the hood, and she continued to pump her gas. And that was like the first defiance that I've seen in my lifetime. My mother was very defiant. She wasn't, and he was like, come on out here. I'm gonna shoot your motherfucking face off. Come on out here. Yeah. And at one point, as she was finishing, this is the scary part of it all. At one point, when she was finished pumping the gas, she told me and my sister, because we're the youngest, so she had to take us everywhere. My older siblings were teenagers, so they could stay home and pussyfoot and do whatever they were doing. So she was like, close your eyes. Ooh. Cover your eyes and close them. Yes, ma'am. My sister's always 4 years older. My sister's like, Mama gonna go to jail. I live with that. I live with that. Growing up in Virginia, I live with that. Bless you, brother. I live with those memories of being treated different. Even as a teenager, growing up and when I became a teenager, it was the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, even then, there were certain places you couldn't go after dark, certain counties you couldn't drive through. And in Virginia, certainly now that, it's getting better when everything is getting brown and things of that nature. But but Malcolm, tell me, you currently live in a small town, and I subsequently, as an adult, moved to bigger metropolitan areas to feel safer, because that's a real fear, and I don't think kids these days grow up with that same fear of racism or retaliation. Hence, in Tennessee, them niggas is in the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They like yo, and they're not going back to school until them people fix it.
Right.
Like walking
Yeah.
out of school every day. So tell me about, I know your family's originally from a bigger city. I don't want to tell your story unless you do.
Yeah.
From a bigger city, but tell me your first instances with racism and how did you react, or and where was it? And all this stuff.
Yeah, no, I think for me it was in school, and I remember specifically wanted to use the library during lunch, and it was a thing where you could get food or go to the library. You weren't supposed to do both, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but if you were fast, you could like grab food and eat on your way to the library and be done. That was usually what people did. You grabbed a snack. So on a regular basis, we were 90 seconds to 2 minutes late. Typically. It was just kind of expected. Because we're always late every day, and it was this one day where I got singled out of a group of kids, friends of mine, and I look at them and I realize, oh, I'm the only one of you who's not white. It occurred to me like, what's the difference here? It was like it was so obvious that I didn't even bother saying it, and I did feel kind of like, even though I knew this already, it wasn't until a minor consequence because I was just like, I had to go back to the lunchroom. But I think after that, I just started noticing other things. It's kind of like rewind your life and pick out all the moments where race was a factor that you didn't really factor in. So it wasn't like it was the first moment. It was this one that just kind of started peeling back all the layers.
Yeah, then you start to realize what is now happening in your own life.
Yeah. And
how did that affect you as an adult? Do you still think about that type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's kind of scary considering like I've never experienced any sort of life-threatening encounter with police officers, but you got to think about it like this, that police officers are so deadly that there is a actual attempt or an actual phenomenon where people try to commit suicide by cop. I mean, when you think about it, that cops are that consistently lethal. They're in the same category as jumping off of a bridge, or running in front of a car.
Right, death by cop is a real thing.
Yeah. So, and I consider myself lucky. I've had encounters with police officers and found myself in very positive situations, like given the circumstances. Like, it's like, wow, I'm so glad I run into the wrong person. But yeah, I would say just the recognition that it's a real possibility. I mean, I would say had the possibility to save my life because I was at no point under, I was in no way delusional when that situation arose.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is scary, and I think those are things that we kind of roll with for the rest of our lives, and it shapes how we look at other things. It shapes how we. Now, Swag, I knew you grew up in Everybody Town, North Carolina. I mean, kind of small town. Then it was a small town. Now it's a sprawling metropolis. What was your first instances with racism, and how how did it affect you? Same question. Are you frozen?
No, I'm not. Sort of like Malcolm, my probably first memory of something that I experienced with racism was in school. I remember in high school, I was taking U.S. history, and it was college U.S. history, and I was the only black student in my class. And when we got to the civil rights movement, my history teacher basically singled me out and said, "Now you'll want to pay attention to this part here." And at the time, I didn't think about it, but later on, I got to thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I the only one that has to pay attention to this section? Like, aren't we all supposed to be paying attention to this section? Why are you calling me out and saying I should pay attention to this particular part of history? And and later in life, I gotten in touch with some people that I went to high school with, and I told them about that experience, and they were all like, "Yeah, he was a racist." Like they knew that he was a racist, and I was just kind of like, "Yeah, I kind of gather that now." But it did make me feel some kind of way, because I'm just like, clearly I was the only black student there, and he singled me out for the civil rights movement, which is something that we all should have been paying attention to.
Now, how does that affect you going forward? With, like, I know some type of shame and embarrassment comes with those stuff, because I have tons of those instances. But how did you deal with that going forward?
It just makes me aware that people can say things, and it's in the disguise of like, oh, I'm just saying something. I'm not singling you out for any reason, but it's kind of put me on blast of like, yeah, you got to take some things what people say is like, you got to be really scrutinize what they're saying, because it's kind of code for yeah boy.
Yeah,
that is very true. Now, Stretch, you grew up in Texas, man. Racism is real, homie. I'm sure. Like, and I think about
y'all Northerners kill me with that shit, because New York got some major ass racism up in that bitch. It's almost as bad as the South. So you can keep that.
Cream. Listen.
You can keep it. You can almost keep that. 'Cause at least our racism, we know, we expect it. Y'all up there living in denial.
First of all, I don't go to upstate New York.
I know upstate is real Confederate up in that piece, but I'm talking about even in NYC proper. She be tripping.
So
She be tripping.
Well,
the police be tripping.
The police really be tripping.
Well, let me be clear. I don't go. I've been. I don't know. I think I've been to Long Island 3 times in my whole life. I don't go. I have learned not to go where I'm not welcome.
Yeah, because New York, she ain't a melting pot. She's a mixed salad. She's a tossed salad. Y'all niggas in that bowl, and y'all just got to deal with each other, because everybody living on that little small ass island. But everybody don't want to be dealing with everybody.
Sometimes ain't nothing wrong with a tossed salad now.
Yeah, sometimes it ain't. At least you know what you're getting.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna talk about that rigid situation later.
I'm sorry. Go on, John. Do your thing.
No, it's. I hear you, Hat Daddy. I'm not trying to single out, but no, like I have spent not enough time in Texas, because again, it's like I have never really been to Alabama. It's right beside goddamn Georgia. I've never really, and the only reason that I set foot and have property ownership in Florida is because of South Florida. You know what I mean? The rest of the state of Florida for me is flyover country. Like somebody be like, oh, I think I've been to Disney World twice.
And Texas has a lot of situations like that. Dallas, Houston, Austin. The big areas are like Atlanta.
And once you get outside of that,
right? So like, motherfuckers be like, "Oh, you going? Oh no, I don't leave Metro Atlanta. I don't. Seriously, I
don't either.
Right, brother. That was a deal I made with myself, nigga. Don't go over there. So, Cream, I know what you're saying.
especially here in Georgia when you got a county named Jeff Davis County. So yeah.
You want to know something? In Virginia, I grew up on Jeff Davis Highway.
Oh no.
And don't y'all have those giant Confederate flags on the side of
In
85?
Virginia, yes. Well, no, yeah. But in Virginia, we have them on South 95. So, yeah.
Yeah. They do have
But-
those monuments.
I'm going to tell you, Cream, the population in upstate New York. So, for upstate New York, what negates that is Buffalo. Buffalo is a huge black mecca up there. And then the southern state, we have the other, 60% of the population. So there are small pockets, and Long Island being one of them, which thank you, George Santos, you are now changing that because they are bad as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, they're like the Republicans that I know that live, and there are a lot of black ones actually, believe it or not. The black Republicans that I know that live on Long Island, they're like, oh, we're not doing this anymore. And seriously, because like he lied and fucked it up, so I cannot wait to get to another election because they're going to lose the House and the Senate, and that's the other reason why we have people like the minority leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell. He's making joint statements with Schumer. You know what I mean? Because he's like, fuck it. We might as well make some laws while we up in this bitch, because that's all that's left.
Yeah.
But Stretch, what I know we've talked about this before privately. What was one of your first remembrances of racism and how you carry it with you? And same question. Go ahead.
Well, I was 12 years old, and I was leaving a job that I had, at a t-shirt shop. I was walking home, and all of a sudden, 5 cop cars surrounded me, threw me into the car, and drove me by this white establishment. And I'm like, what the hell going on? What the hell going on? And basically, I fit the description of somebody that just robbed them. But I'm a 12-year-old boy. So that, to me, what stuck with me is that, yes, they truly do think that we all look alike.
They do. And
then the next episode was a little bit older, and when I was living in Chicago, and I was going to look for an apartment. I talked to the lady on the phone, setting up the application and to come view the place. No sooner than I get out the car and she came out, she said the apartment had been rented. Now, we just got off the phone 10 minutes ago. And this was in the suburb of Mount Prospect, Illinois. So she saw that this was this black man getting out the car, and in 10 minutes, the apartment was rented.
Correct.
I almost wish you had a white friend that you could have called and had him come over and see if that would have been the same story.
I should have, but I actually filed a complaint with the housing authority of Illinois or Chicago or whatever. But I did file a complaint.
Hope that turned out well. Cream, same set of questions and circumstances for you.
I think for me, as opposed to experience, it was the warning I remember that my mom gave me about how I can't move in the world the way my white friends do, because I grew up in a small town that was majority white, and went to school with white folks, and I, and of course I wanted to be successful, so I assimilated and that, it was in all the ways I did as a kid. And I just remember her saying, just don't get it mixed up. You can't do all the bad things them kids be doing and expect to get a similar kind of treatment. And be aware of this, and the stranger talk, and just in terms of just the relationship with white people, kind of, this may sound kind of slightly kind of keep your head down kind of mentality, not humble yourself, but just don't cause no shit. There won't be no shit kind of thing because of where we live at. And so I had how that affected me growing up is that I had to learn. I think I actually in college I went to the total opposite side. I was like in your face, Malcolm Xy. I'm gay, black, yeah. Trying to make up for all the lost time
Right.
where I felt like I was being a good black boy. It's so I went the total opposite way. But yeah, it just made me always very observant of whiteness behavior.
Oneness,
You know,
right, right,
mhm.
right. So all of these things that we're talking about in the news and shit today it's the last gasp of people who used to be in power because you can't do nothing with changing demographics. And one of the Jetsons said something like that in his farewell speech. So again, one looks like the love child of Morris Day, and the other one looks like
Stop it.
the love Shirley Chisholm. And I
Stop
love
it.
both, but that Afro Justin.
Don't they feel like they've been like plucked out of the 1950s and set into today? Their cadence, the energy. I was like,
The
you,
clothing, right.
you Negroes been studying the videos of your ancestors
They
because
even Afro Justin.
or maybe you are reincarnated. They've been here before because they are so fucking grounded in
Afro
yeah,
Justin had on a skinny tie and a fitted suit. And this brother, I'm just telling you.
he already looked
And
like an
I
old
haven't
reverend.
seen the picture, but I had heard that one of them had shown up on the floor in a dashiki. I'm assuming it was Afro Justin. I don't know that for sure, but
It was Afro Justin, but they just made them boys millionaires and martyrs. So thank you, Tennessee State.
Yeah.
And then so and then they gonna start hitting more than that. When you get that phone call, I want to know what happened with the governor when he got that phone call from Nissan this morning. They were like, hey, thank you, but no, we don't want to be involved with this because such and such is calling for, because black people, Malcolm, we need to recognize our economic power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so with this whole thing about people throwing out their beers because of the campaign that Bud Light has with the trans woman. It's like, okay, so are they going to start now like destroying their Nissan cars because Nissan is pulling out of Tennessee because of this? Like, I mean, that's their mentality.
They drive Fords and they Ford truck and stuff. But Kenneth says he grew up in South Central Los Angeles. The only whitey people I had contact with were teachers and cops. I got older and rationalized about redefining. That is very true when you grow up in a.
No, he said he realized about redlining, which is still happening now.
It's still, yeah, but they did redo Compton though. Go Compton, yay! King Bob of all, the New York does have a level of racism. It does, because like I was telling somebody the other day, I live in Harlem, and you can throw a rock and won't hit a black person nowhere for blocks, and it's a shame. How that it's definitely a shame how that goes down. But you live and you learn, and that's what that is. Now, so let's go through some. We went through these topics. Now, the other topic I want to discuss is kind of interesting because it kind of comes from my inbox, and so the viewer wants to know. I need some music for this, but like the Dear Abby music cream. I need that, Dear Greg. No, but seriously, the viewer wants to know, how do you move past cheating? Like in the relationship, you kind of say, okay, I love this person enough, I want to try to move on, but they honestly don't know how. And I didn't know what to tell them because I'm like, you good, bitch? Because I would have been like, no, I'm good. So Yeah, was it last night? So last night, Stretch sent me something, how to recognize a cheater. And I was like, what if you don't recognize the cheater and they cheat on you, but you choose to forgive them?
Hmm.
And then I read this thing in my inbox. So it was confirmation. So I'm going to start with Cream. Cream, how does he move past being cheated on?
Well, first I say, if you want to do it, then you need to look at the ultimate. What do we call the cheatee? That's the person who's been cheated on is the cheatee.
The TT. Is that what it is, John? The TT?
The cheatee. Let's say for all intents and purposes, the cheatee is the one who's been cheated on.
Okay.
To me, the queen of cheatees is Beyonce. Okay, like because in a very public way,
She
her,
is.
her man cheated on that hoe left and right, and we never really even had really concrete receipts, but we all knew it was happening, right? So Jay-Z alluded to the fact that they went to therapy. He went to therapy individually, and so to me, it has to start with some therapy. Well, first it has to start with a desire to want to forgive. Then it goes. We have to do some therapy, and then after that, only thing gonna prove it is every day you don't cheat. Every day you are transparent. Every day that you don't make me wonder where you at. Like you gonna have to do a little bit of extra checking in, extra just. Oh, look at. Do you want these things? Do you want these chips from here? Look, click. You gonna have to do. You gonna have to do a little bit of.
Wait a minute. Back up, Cream. Back up.
Like what is that? Like,
wait a minute. Stop, Cream. Stop right there. I need you to back up, bro. Hold it. Stop it, I say. You gotta do what now?
You gotta show where you at. Little check in, click. You want these chips? You're gonna have to have that sharing location on. Like you got to have some shit on. You gonna have to do some extra shit that a normal person who has not cheated would be like. What? You want to know my location? What? You want to? You gonna have to volunteer shit that a normal person who has not ever cheated don't have to do. You got to do extra shit to earn that trust back. That's the only way it has to be earned. And you got to deal with all the shit they're gonna be talking while they get past it. That's the other point too. You got to be willing. They got to be willing though to not do a whole bunch of focusing on that, because if you keep focusing on the past, the person's going to get discouraged and all that shit. So you got to really be willing to go to have that argument about it and then shut the fuck up about it and let the person prove themselves. Like you can't keep bringing that shit up. That's what I think.
Yeah,
that's a very good one. But John,
what?
You really? Oh Lord. I don't even know if I want to answer the next question. Malcolm, the way he answered me, I think I'm just that. In fact, let me let you marinate on that, Malcolm.
I'm ready.
I don't know. I'm scared. Sometimes you can be real militant down there. I don't know. So let's say you have decided to forgive them, but of course, human nature, you just don't forgive. So what have you ever been? If you want to share or not, have you ever been in a situation where you had to kind of suck it up? You decide to forgive, so you're there, and then you kind of had to like suck it up. No,
I forgave, but you got to get on. You got to get on. We got to separate because I'm going to have flashbacks, and I'm going to, you got to get on. I can't trust you anymore. And being that the fact that, and let's just call it what it is, we as men love to, do shit. So, I can't. I'll forgive you. Good luck, but
he can take his rigidness and get the fuck on.
You got to get the fuck on. We could basically the relationship will be over, but we can be friends. Because I can't be in that space with you right now. Because I may have a flashback and one night we laying in the bed and I can't be responsible for what happened. So, yeah.
Wait a minute. What's gonna happen?
I don't know. I mean, if the flashback is that hard, and I look over and be like, "You motherfucker," I don't know what's gonna happen after that.
Well, don't
just gonna black
forget,
out.
right? You right. Don't you play the forgiveness game? You just tell them up to kick rocks.
That's what I said. I will forgive you, but you gotta go.
Yeah.
Now, I'd rather you. I don't want you to earn your trust under me. I want you to earn my trust from afar. That way, I can evaluate it a little better.
Wait, so you gonna stay connected, but it's gotta be connected.
We're not going to be in a relationship. No, we got to go all the way back to the beginning, to when you sent me that text. Ooh, you look good. That's where we at.
Wow.
The funny thing is that I've heard it said that that's exactly what happens in a betrayal anyway. You just haven't accepted it yet. That your relationship, as you know it, has ended when someone has betrayed your trust. The question is, do you accept that you're in a new relationship now? So in a sense, you're not really making a new relationship. You're just codifying it. You're saying, okay, like, we can't be close to like we were. We can go back to, we're attracted to each other. Let's date, but like everything that made me want to be around you has been eroded.
Crashed.
It's crashed. So that just doesn't exist anymore now. And so
listen to Yellow Van Sant down there in the yellow. You relax.
But yeah, like you could probably recreate a new relationship. It's possible. And it's also very possible that you could do that with someone else with a lot less baggage. I mean, you got to ask yourself the reason why you're so desperate to continue a relationship with someone who's already proven themselves to be untrustworthy.
Full of shit.
Yeah.
Y'all just going hard.
I think we'd be a little too hard on the cheater because sometimes it depends on the context of a couple things. Was it a one-time off? Have you been having a long affair? Like what was that? Also depends on our level of investment in our relationship. For me, like how much have I invested in this thing?
I can restart.
Well, I can always restart, but do I want to? Do I want to do all this again with someone else who could also make the same mistake?
True. You got a point.
And so do I want to fight for this one more time and give that person, a chance? Of course, if we just been dating a few months or whatever, yeah, sure. Even under some less than a year or whatever. But I don't know. I say that now, but I would be in my feelings strongly. So
So all right. So let me throw this out there. There are also levels of cheating.
Yes.
Would you consider your partner receiving ass or dick pics as cheating from somebody else?
I would, but I wouldn't consider that like immediate breakup at this point.
Would you, if they still had social media apps, like, and we'll say on those extracurricular apps, is that cheating?
Yeah. You ain't got no business on that shit. No, you ain't got no business on that. Yeah.
Wait.
I had a boyfriend one time told me I can't delete these. I had friends on here that people I know in a non-sexual way was why he couldn't delete that. What's that bear one? Growler. He couldn't delete it because he had people from a long
that he's friends with.
We were friends with. I shouldn't have to delete that. I should have known that shit was destined to fail at that point right there. I should have known, but I was younger. Yeah.
Would you want now? Also, some people do this, some people don't. Would you give your partner your code to your phone?
I'd be willing to do that. At this point, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. But if they didn't cheat at all, everything is going great, would you be okay with having your phone unlocked around your partner all the time?
Yeah, I think after a certain time together, what you hiding?
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, 3 months, bitch. I don't know you. You could be a thief. I don't know you. But right. A year plus, okay. Hopefully I know you by then. I can do that then. Yeah.
Swag, what's your take on all this? You've been suspiciously quiet up there.
That's because you didn't call him to the carpet. It's his turn now.
You didn't call me to the well. That's right. I don't want to get reprimanded and get thrown out of here because I didn't follow the rules.
You know, we do have the strict decorum here on the
Absolutely.
so we don't want you to be expelled.
I'm just gonna kind of echo what everybody else is saying. For me, I have to first figure out, is this something that I really want? Like, kind of like what Cream said, how much do I have invested in this? Is this just, a 1 month, 2 month thing, or have I invested like years of my time? If I've invested a lot of time in it, then it's like, okay, what led up to the cheating? What was it? Now I'm not saying that to say like I need to take investment in myself and say, well, what is it that I didn't do right? Was I not, doing this right, or was I not doing that right? Like, I'm not trying to suggest that, but I'm just trying to dig deeper into like, so what is it that you felt like you needed that I wasn't providing you that caused you to go ahead and do something like that? And then, if this is something that I feel like is worth saving, then absolutely therapy works wonders. I'm a big advocate of therapy. And again, I know therapy doesn't always work in the way that people want. Like, therapy doesn't just fix everything, but sometimes therapy does allow you to kind of dig deeper and get to, some things that maybe are there, but you just didn't want to bring to the surface. And it's not going to necessarily save the relationship, but at least it'll give you a deeper understanding of who you are and who your partner is. And after all that, then it's like, if I still feel like this is worth saving, then it's like kind of like Creep. Okay, so I'm gonna put a tracking monitor on you. You got an ankle bracelet now. I need to know where you are at all times. Like you said, if you go into the grocery store, okay, which grocery store you at? You got the receipt? Let me see the timestamp on it. Let me see.
Now if I gotta do all that, we not.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
He won't have to ask all that. Oh boy,
Really
I'm
and true.
volunteering all that.
But I think what Cream said earlier was the person that did the cheating needs to start volunteering that.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
you don't start asking for stuff like that. The other person needs to start volunteering that.
Right. And if they're not willing to do that, then you kind of got your answer. But if the person who did the cheating honestly wants to continue the relationship, then you're gonna have to jump through some hoops to make sure that, like, I feel that you are making an effort to be in this relationship. Because if
phone
you
unlocked,
don't want to be
turn
here,
turned up.
Let me also throw this out there, because I have been the cheater before, and I'll put it like this: for me, I was younger, but for me, what it was I cheated on bruh a couple of times, but I cheated on him. But the thing was, we had a great relationship, everything. But for me, what it was that made me do it, he provided everything that was needed, everything that I should want and stay and just make solid. What my thing was that I enjoyed the chase of chasing somebody else.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It had nothing to do with him at all. It's just that I'm a goddamn predator, so I enjoyed the chase.
And in today's society, that's something that's not necessarily grounds for kicking somebody out of the relationship. There are plenty of people who have open relationships, and they're just like, do what you do. I don't need to know about it. Just don't bring it up in here. Don't bring me nothing. And some people are fine with that. So if you had that open up conversation with your partner and they're cool with it, then all cards on the table. Just don't hide it from. If that's what you want and that's what you two agree with, then that's fine. But
that's not what you wanted at the time.
Don't hide that shit from me, because then that's when, okay, now you're gonna have to provide receipts. You're gonna have to let me know where you are, and then I'm gonna have to decide whether this is something that I really want from you. And they may decide that they don't want it anymore. So it's like, well, if you don't want to stay, there's the door.
Well, that's why he cheated, because he didn't want to get that boy that option. He wanted to keep him monogamous and do his shit too. That's what happened. That's what happened.
That's exactly what I did. I wanted my cake. I wanted to eat it too. I wanted to lick the plate. I wanted to wipe my mouth with the napkin. So
And then
you
went back
wanted
for
to keep it
seconds.
rigid. You wanted to keep it rigid. That's what-
He wanted to keep it
But
moist.
but I will say this. Being on both sides, you get a whole different perspective, and it humbles you because now you realize the hurt that you caused somebody because now you're feeling it, and
Mhm.
it can ground you. It can definitely ground you.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true. That is
I was just thought I was a freak, but I was a cheater.
Can we jump to the comments real quick? Because
absolutely.
King Bob Babal has a question. I think we should take a stab at it.
Okay. What about open relationships that occur only because one partner wants it?
Doomed to fail. Doomed to fail.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
think it's an
we
open
talk about
relationship.
that. King Bob, we talk about that quite often. And Malcolm, God bless you. You do quite the job on your hour. Even as a friend, you've recommended plenty of books and things
Yeah.
that cover these things.
That's the main reason open relationships don't work, is that it's not mutual.
Right.
That's just basically.
Right. It's not mutual. And one, because I know, God, I don't want to tell nobody business. But how can I put this?
Tell it.
Two people. I know, Stretch, right? Like, gosh. Okay.
This is a
We're
safe
all
place.
ears.
Yeah, ain't nobody listening. Go ahead.
Look, I might save it for Patreon, yo. I know two people that were in a relationship that was open, but they were only in it to satisfy the other person. So years down the line, they ended up breaking up because they just couldn't do it. Now, tune in to Patreon. I'll give details because if I give too many details, this is a popular.
Now, let me also throw this. Now, I have been, in various types of relationships. And in this relationship, this is when I was living in Chicago, we decided we wanted to start inviting a third.
Okay.
Now, what we did, we have an open relationship. We just wanted to invite a third. So in this situation, we sat down, we said, okay, here are the ground rules for when we do this. And one of the ground rules was after it's over with, no more contact, no nothing. We just use them for our pleasure, and now we throw them away. Oh, that sounds so cruel. But anyway, once we did that, and then in one instance, I found out that they had exchanged numbers and had a platonic friendship.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's against the rule. That's not what we decided. And he's like, but we not doing nothing. I don't give a damn. That's the rule we made. So
right.
So I looked at that as also cheating because it was. That went against the rules. And literally that right there changed the whole dynamic of the relationship to eventually it fell apart and we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
Because you broke a rule that we decided upon tells me that I can't trust you.
Because they was fucking. They was fucking.
You're
not gonna break up your happy home over a friendship. You're not gonna break up your home. You're not gonna risk your man being mad at you over.
We just friends,
right? Over a platonic relationship. Yeah, Lord, child, no.
Yeah, yeah. You got to look at these things like a contracts case. Like these are the terms of the agreement, and if you stray outside of that, even minutia, then that's it.
Minutia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm using big words today.
I mean, have you ever participated in a menage with a couple, and one of them was like you could tell was the person who probably orchestrated this agreement, and the other person was kind of like along for the ride because they wanted to keep their person
absolutely,
happy. Yeah, you can just tell in my mind, I'm like, oh, this shit ain't gonna work. Like these, they are not gonna stay together.
The one is just in it for the ride. They own their partner. They doing it, and you kind of tune in to Patreon. Because we talk too much. Yeah, listen. So I do want to do like Black Man Joy this week because we've been going long and doing all the things. So because I rolled the Jennifer Lewis one because I have.
It might take me a while to find that. Hold on.
Okay, well, so we do. I my favorite black band affirmation is Jennifer Lewis saying, "If you sit and shit too long,
It
stops."
stops thinking.
And with that being said, I have a friend of mine who I grew up in Chester, Virginia. I finished high school in the early '90s. I'm getting up there. Praise God. I'll be 50 next month. But this friend has been at a fast food restaurant the whole time. Like he started in high school. He's still there currently. He dated and married the same woman that he had in high school. He he's had children. They are now grown, but he's having a midlife crisis where he feels like he missed out on certain things. So I don't know, Michael. I'm on my fourth city now. I've lived in what
Yeah.
third or fourth city that I've lived in. Yeah. So I tend, even with a child and grandkids, I tend to enjoy my life.
Yeah.
I tend to, if I want to go over here, I'm gonna do a go see. And if I like what I go see, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna get where I gotta get.
Yeah.
But he is having a midlife crisis stretch where he wants to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw it all out the window or I'm gonna kill myself. Now don't kill yourself because of the choices that you made. Because you have sat in the shit that you created and you didn't smell it, and now you're just kind of like, oh well, I fuck it all, scrapping it for nothing. No, you have beautiful kids and beautiful grandkids, so that is a plus. But you can't be so selfish to say that, oh, I want to scrap. Now, was I wrong in giving that advice or giving that feedback? Or should I have just been like, oh, nigga, that's you? Because essentially what he tried to do is live. He always tried to live through me vicariously. I'm like, first of all, you're not a homosexual, so that's impossible. Because we're going to have a good time. Come on, Cream. We're going to have a good time.
We're going to have a good time.
You know what I'm saying? Be like, okay, we're going to go over
We're going to
here.
have an escapade.
Damn
yes.
Right.
Come on, baby.
Created things like day parties and shit. Oh, we're gonna go do the date. We're gonna go have a day party. Some fucking day party. Some shit some queen made up a day party. That is an excuse to drink before 5 o'clock. Yeah, I'm having a day party for my birthday. It starts at 11:30.
I never understood day parties, but oh well.
We're gonna have a day party. We created brunch because we went to the club the night before. And we didn't want to get up, Cream. So we didn't necessarily want to have breakfast, but we didn't want to have lunch. We wanted to have pancakes at noon.
Right.
So we created brunch, Malcolm. You understand what I'm saying, Swag? We created mimosas because we got home one day. In the refrigerator, there was orange juice and champagne, and we did not want to seem like a lush. Create a fancy ass drink and call it a mimosa. We made genres of music. We made we share art forms like drag, which is an amazing art form in itself. And things like that. We gave the world RuPaul. We gave the world Billy Porter. I can go on and on. We do some fun shit. So I told him, you can't live like me because straight people are eternally boring. My straight love you are boring as fuck. God, I love you. I'm gonna call you JC because you can't see this nowhere where you at. But anyway, it's boring as fuck. Be like, Greg, you come over. Yeah, I'm gonna come over because you my mans and shit. All we gonna do is watch the game. We're gonna drink a beer. Ain't nobody gonna say anybody gonna have no tea. Ain't no gossip. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody did over there yesterday. None of that. No, And what makes our show is our ability to tell a story. What
Yeah.
makes our show so watchable, Malcolm, is because you get up here on Wednesdays and because what you really talk about is some salacious shit. But you are intelligent.
I am not trying to be salacious shit. I'm trying
You
to think
are,
of
but
like
you are intelligent enough, my friend, to have facts and data and other people's opinions to back it up. But it all boils down to some salacious, fun shit.
yeah.
And Kareem, you have a fun career. You mold professional homosexuals
Every day, every day,
every
Yeah.
day.
every day.
And you can tell that you love what you do. I love what I do. We're just fun people. We of course affect and effect fashion, culture. Ryan Murphy is probably the biggest TV producer next to Norman Lear in the history of TV.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he's a gay homosexual white man who he does love the black experience. He
I'm
makes
sure the black experience has been in him many times too.
Ooh,
John, we know it was a rigid experience.
but she didn't marry it though. She kept it.
He didn't marry it.
She kept it. What? Yeah, she did.
Oh, he did what?
She kept it. What?
Heavy on the H. Oh,
Yeah.
Heavy on the H.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if Beyonce married a white man?
oh
Her
my
career
God.
would be totally different.
Speaking of which, we mentioned this earlier, but yes, Lori Lightfoot's wife is a white woman.
Oh, I knew that.
Yes.
But in some parallel universe, Beyonce's husband is white. There's some Spider Verse thing out there where Beyonce's married to a white man and she sings country music.
Oh my God.
Kane Brown and his wife. What's Kane Brown's wife's name? She's some racially ambiguous woman, Candace Brown. Candace and Kane Brown. Yeah, they're both this.
Now, speaking of Kane Brown, maybe it's just me, but to me it seems like he only identifies his black side when it's convenient.
No, he does.
You sure?
He does. He does a really good job of identifying it. He and his wife, they do.
Okay.
Just about everything. The album jacket, says.
Who is Kane Brown? I don't know this person.
He's a
Country singer. He's a mulatto country singer.
Oh, okay.
He married a mulatto black woman.
Okay. He has like light hair. Is his hair light?
No, he has black hair, but he got blue eyes and pasty white skin.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and his wife is, mulatto too. But they out there making all them white people country money. All of it.
Okay.
And they are doing it through their liberal agenda. I love it.
Mm.
Just like Mickey Gotton. She's a black country singer. And just, and she made a song that.
Ooh, but that old Jimmy Allen. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
If we talking about mixed race country singers, there's a girl named Tanner Adele. She just signed to Columbia. She has a new song out called "I Hate Texas." I love this girl. I mean, it's not. It's a play on like she hates Texas because her boyfriend broke up with her and left.
Oh, okay. So it's not kind of a Dixie Chicks kind of.
No, it's not a Dixie Chicks kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
No. They gonna ban her from Texas. So that means be careful. They're gonna bring her in front of the legislator. Be careful. They're gonna try to hang her next week. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna download that. It sounds interesting. But so like the homosexual, we are fun people. We are fun people. We charter boats and we drink all day, and we have fun jobs. We make up jobs like director of fashion merchandising. We do, and it's fun. We generally have fashion sense, and we speak in prose.
But but we're gamers and we're hermits, and it's like we just the
but
whole
even
spectrum.
that we even make that fun.
Yes, right.
And we are accountants.
the finance dude over here. And I got my triangle on my desk. I got it. You know what I'm saying? I make financing fun, for gay lady.
And we keep your computers and your servers working.
Come on, lollipop.
Yes, come on. That's old blow pop. Yes, I know what her when I see her.
What we doing over here? We paint
I can taste it already. I can taste it. Is that watermelon? What flavor is that?
This one is the original cherry.
Cherry.
Oh.
I know what she tastes like. Yes.
Beyonce made a song about it.
I'm sure John is very familiar with cherry.
Beyonce made a song about it called Blow, y'all. She tasted cherry and she licked the middle. Yeah. Shout out to Beyonce, Timbaland, and Justin Timberlake. That was a bop. Blow was one of my favorite Beyonce songs.
But you know what? Blow pops have gotten smaller.
Yeah, or have
or are you just not measuring them in a particular way?
Or has your mouth gotten bigger, John? Because you can have that stretch that we talked
about. like that video we were watching on Wednesday. You just gotten looser since last time.
That's horrible.
I loved that. I loved last Wednesday's episode. Y'all were killing me. I loved it. Yeah.
Right. Oh my God, you're so loose from last night. Yo, we would have got stabbed right I have never said that to anyone. You're a lot looser than you were before. You can do some man cankles.
But haven't you thought it? Like somebody you messed with before, and you like, you been fucking. This is loose. This ain't as tight as I remembered it. You might not have said it, but you thought it. I know I thought. I'm like,
The elasticity is not there anymore.
Like you've been messing around with somebody. This is looser than I remember. This ain't fitting like it used to.
Either that, or you trying something new, and you like, who you been fucking? Because you ain't never done that.
You ain't never tried that.
Who you learned that from?
Right.
No, right.
Who you been practicing on?
Chris Rock said that on a Kanye album. Who taught you how to suck dick like that? He taught me how to suck dick like that. Who taught you how to ride dick in Jimmy Choo's? He taught me how to ride dick in Jimmy Choo's. It's true, though. So y'all be careful when y'all learn some new shit.
Okay.
Y'all learned it from porn.
I do think that about anytime somebody have like exceptional hair, I'm like, how long have you been doing this?
Think about it.
I'm like, were you molested as a child? I know that's a weird place to go, but I'm just like, especially if they're young. Like if they're young, like older people, but like if you like in your 20s and you got killer hair, I'm like.
Some people just have exceptional talent.
And then gonna sit up there and say, "Oh, I ain't never really did this before." But then you got to get up and pull the sheets out your ass.
Yeah, child. So
people are just naturally gifted.
That's what I try to tell myself so I can let it go.
And balls. I'm like, nigga, no. Finding Nemo down that motherfucker. What the fuck?
I mean, I'm appreciative, but that part of my brain always kicks in. Like,
yeah, because I'm a right brain and left brain person, so I'm immediately thinking about both sides. Like, how in the fuck did you get this talented? I'm like, how did you get this talented for sure? Oh, Taylor says he loves kikiing with us, and we love to kiki with you, Taylor, for sure. King Bob of all says, I watched this show for insight, wisdom, tea, read, y'all. We really appreciate that because we put a lot of effort into it. We create the entire we do create the entire fashion industry. So speaking of that, I do also want to congratulate Pharrell for taking over the reins at Gucci. I'm a little late on that. His first collection's due in June. I'm excited. Yeah. So congratulations to my fellow Virginian.
That's cute, but I'm still I still protest Gucci. But anyway,
there's something I had like a weird aside. I kind of have a creative crush on Mr. What was I can't even remember.
you got a crush on him, but you can't remember his name.
No, I can't remember his name.
You can't remember his name, but I bet you know what he looked like.
What does he look like, Malcolm? Talk to me.
No, I was thinking about Questlove, and well, I guess he just got a job to remake the Aristocats, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which I think is kind of interesting. I do not remember the movie too well, but I do remember it being one of the animated movies that had some issues, you know.
Yeah,
and so
I know why you got a crush on him, Malcolm.
Why is that?
It's that Afro connection, ain't it?
The Afro is nice.
Then when he want to rub afros with him.
Now, is that Aristocrats going to be a live action? Please say that's not it.
It is.
Oh shit!
You should have left it animated.
Live action.
But Cream, I gotta say though, Amir is very talented. He's very talented.
Ooh, I mean, you saw what they did with that Cats movie that they tried to do live.
That wasn't Disney though.
But I think he's gonna do more of CGI.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, okay, it's not gonna be people.
No, it's gonna be actual cats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're talking more like Lion King.
okay. We should be okay then. But still, don't the cats dance and jump around and shit in the movie?
Yeah, but you can
like
do that
people?
with CGI now.
I don't. But can you imagine how corny they're gonna look a real live cat? It's gonna look like a
Think
commercial.
about Puss in Boots. Think about Puss in Boots.
That's true.
No, Puss in Boots is still at least what I'm thinking about. The one on Netflix, the remake, and the movies are still somewhat cartoony.
But think about that mixed with CGI.
Yeah, I don't know. If it's live cat, like real, they're trying to make it look like a real cat. I smell a bomb. I smell a bomb. I smell a bomb if it's a real cat. I smell a bomb if it's a real. If it's a real
Gilead.
If it's a real cat, there's a bomb in Gilead, baby. Yeah. If it's a real cat,
there's a bomb in Gilead, y'all. It'll be made by Amir.
I wish it well. I hope he proved me wrong because anything a black man attached to, I want to be a success.
Yeah, I was just thinking like if he actually is able to come up with a good original score for the movie. I mean,
the music will be bomb.
Yeah,
the music will be
you
bomb.
know what? He's well on his way to being an EGOT, y'all.
He'll get there.
He's only a Tony away. He has an Oscar, and he has some Grammys. He's only a Tony away, and I think.
Quest, call me. I got a play. You can put some music to. We can make a musical out of that bitch. Put it on Broadway, girl. Get your Tony. Call me, Quest. Call me.
Amir, call him, please.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that. And I think he also has another TV show coming out too. So
he does. Cool. And if you have not seen his documentary, Summer of Soul, it is amazing.
Yeah.
I think I might sit in this hot ass.
It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, shit that you just like, it's really good. So, like, that's the good thing.
Ooh, can you imagine what was going on in the crowd during that concert?
Somebody was pregnant. I think that's when I was.
I'm sure.
I wish my parents was living. I think they took a trip because that was 73. I think that.
It was the same year Woodstock, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 69.
Yeah.
Ooh. There's a joke in that. We have reached the time in the show, y'all, where because we started on time, we can end on time. So join us for Patreon in a few minutes. We're gonna get some more topics. We're gonna talk about sexual positions and all that kind of stuff. To do that. Again, we went to where to join everybody. You can hit John on the Twitter on the no on Instagram. I'm sorry, and I'm tired, y'all. Shit. The
I mean,
double J.
and I don't know about where you are, Cream, but this weather here in Atlanta is cold and it's
It is
raining.
cold. I turned the heat on this morning.
Okay,
It's basically what they're calling raw.
I
Really?
agree.
Well, I'm hot as fuck. It is every bit of 90 degrees where I am. I'm trying to.
Oh, I
figure out.
forgot you in Florida.
Thank you for telling me that the killer. Wait,
If
the
you're
killer, Greg.
with the show, we'll know what happened.
I'm your biggest fan.
hey, Swag, if I don't make it to Wednesday's show, Malcolm,
You know what happened.
bitch, you got the address. If I don't come back, I'm looking for me. I'm telling you.
They're gonna have us strip to a bed talking about you be on the cock-a-doodle show. You're not doing that.
Why did you say that about Beyonce? Duty legend, man. I'm like, but sir, ma'am, I love Beyonce. I got tickets to the show. I'm good. I buy her records. If she came out with a lot of weed, I buy it for my sister. I love her. Don't get it twisted. And I do love her. I'm not a member of the Hive, but I do love her. I think she has a level of artistry that's someone cannot control how popular they get. You don't get to control how accepted your art is. And I'm sorry, everything she touches saturates. We get whatever genre she picks. If she does a pop record, if she does an R&B record, she saturates all markets. She is.
Well, I just wish she would use that influence just a little bit more.
To do what?
She could do more.
No, let me tell you something. She has changed the face of Tiffany's. I'm a Tiffany's shopper. I love Tiffany's. She made them change the way they do business. You know what I'm saying? She gives them, and she's one of those artists. She don't talk her black shit. She got her black man. She got some black kids. She made a major corporation give to HBCU. She donates. She got all kind of goddamn scholarship funds.
But what if she told the Hive to bombard the Tennessee legislature?
Right, exactly.
With phone calls.
Exactly.
She never would because she tries to be responsible with her power. I gotta give her that. Like she don't never try to mobilize between one and the other. She might show up at a rally, but she don't never try to tell people anything. Now she do tell them to vote.
But sometimes you just got to just unleash them on certain shit. I'm sorry.
But
Like this shit, like that stuff in Tennessee, she need to unleash them on them. That's it.
Beyonce, can I get a tighten on my face here? Make an announcement before we go. Can I get a tight shot over here? Can I get
Wrong person. No.
Beyonce, release the Kraken. Thank you.
That was it.
Release the Kraken. That's all I want to say. Thank you. Let me get all the people back. So listen. So again, our next show will be tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. with my man Devon. He'll be talking all kind of nerd shit. I don't know what universe they in this week, but tune in and find out. I'm sure it's some great shit going down. Hit the subscribe button, and you too will be notified when we come back on the era. You will see our asses in these seats next Wednesday at 7 p.m. with the talented Mr. Malcolm. I want to name everybody after me. Everybody gonna be talented. The talented Mr. Malcolm Drivers, because he's a member of my family.
It's supposed to be 7, but it's still 7.
Yeah, we're gonna change it. Yeah, whenever Malcolm feels like it. And that's great. I'm gonna find a new ground. You can join me next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same bat channel, same bat station. I'm going to change that picture this week. I know that's what I'm going to do.
You keep saying that.
I know that's my goal, Cream.
Yeah, I gotta work on mine too.
Yeah, speaking of cream, please, the Soulful Cream podcast is amazing. Again, go back and watch it. It has many episodes online. He is the man, 20 grand, and a talented interviewer. He is a wonderful guest and a panelist. But I'm gonna tell the story again. He got me to open up about things that I never really talk about publicly. And that takes some talent because I'm a super guarded person. Privately, I am. So that is amazing. That is amazing. He's amazing to do. And you can join everybody's favorite elderberry himself, Swag for Life, in those TikTok streets. Look at that graphic. It's so precious. Swag for Life, indeed. Right. Indeed.
Not rosy cheeks.
I did a close up for the people on my street phone right here of you in that sucker.
That is totally like a Janet Jackson pose. You remember that picture I'm thinking about where she's in that suit with the, you know what I'm talking about, John?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't never stopped. Look at Cream. You all right over there? You a little moist? You okay?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful.
John, are you rigid over there? No. Okay. Malcolm, how are you? I want to know. So I did not get to what brought us joy this week. Join us on Patreon. We're gonna do it right now. Let's go. You can find what brought us joy or not so much joy, because I'm gonna do both ways. Bye.
All right. Let me see. I got a clip.
James Baldwin said it. He was black. He was gay. He loved it. He said he could hit the jackpot with all that. And he was living out loud. And yet we're the first people to talk about, oh, we can't do this and they won't let us. They won't let us do what? We're the future. We're the aliens that they brought from across the ocean to rock their world and make their planets twirl. So risk is what it's like. Do you? But you got to first know who you are. And so risk and authenticity, you have to seek it, but you first have to find out what lies you've been told.
Come on, Erica Alexander, a.k.a. Maxine Shaw. Get you some. See y'all on Patreon. Thank you. We're already there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back. Let me sign off from my street team over here. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Sex and sexuality, go.
No, actually, I sent one to Cream and Greg about shows, how shows have fallen out of favor and stuff. We did talk about it a little bit, but I always found it kind of interesting how a show will disappear and then come back into favor, or we don't remember that it wasn't popular to begin with. So, say for instance, Breaking Bad as an example. I wasn't a viewer until episode, I think, was it season 3, whatever. And it just so turns out that the show wasn't that successful until about season 3. Like it was, it was maybe, critically acclaimed, but it didn't really have an audience until a few seasons in. This is kind of like an example of how our memory is not the I don't know, it can be deceiving, really.
Well, but they keep on bringing shows back too, because they brought my shit back. Quantum Leap, I fucking love Quantum Leap.
They brought that back.
Yeah, they did.
With an Asian guy in the lead.
Okay.
Yeah. And because
where's he Latino? It's Asian guy.
He's Asian. Yeah.
Oh, the Latino guys on Magnum PI that they brought back. They brought that back too.
They brought Magnum PI.
When they're gonna bring back some black shows?
They bring them back as white shows.
Can you imagine them bringing back Good Times
in a trailer park?
I don't know if that'll play. Well, I guess it would play. I think it would play well.
In a trailer park, though.
Mm-hmm.
With white people. Ain't we lucky we got? I don't know. That might not play.
I don't know. It'll be
Poverty's a
interesting.
little different now.
Yeah.
Because you don't never know somebody's poor until they tell you. Because I tell you what, because thanks to Klarna and Afterpay, you have access to. Yeah, I'm serious. Like Klarna and Afterpay have changed the game.
Which is it would be interesting to investigate poverty with all these new ways that
Well,
Yeah.
they did
Yeah,
bring
you-
back Bel Air, and I do kind of like the way it's more elevated than it was
Mhm.
before. So,
Yeah, and let me tell you,
I just like Jeffrey. Oof.
oh, Jeffrey,
they. I didn't realize Will Smith is the executive producer there,
Yeah.
making a grip, just
He
a
is.
grip. It's extremely popular.
Yeah.
As far
And
as
that Jeffrey. I'm sorry.
just a tramp, just a whore.
As long as Jeffrey is in the frame, I'm good.
I'm sorry. Does it make you rigid?
Rigid and moist. Yeah.
I'm ready for all of that. Not moist. So the street team today, we reached about 300 people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's kind of hard doing two shows though, because when I pause, I try to pause halfway through while somebody's talking and talk to them, and they just nasty though. They be like, "Can I suck your cock?" Show over. Are you available to have your cock sucked? No.
Oh my.
Yeah, they're like, "Where are you, sir? You look like you have a big dick."
He's in Florida.
I think all the whores are. It's 58. So I stream on Growler, and I think I was telling somebody this the other day. When you log on where I am in Florida, it is like 78 people, like 200 feet away.
you deep in the neighborhood, then.
Yeah,
Left around.
yeah, it's Wilton Manors. It's the neighborhood.
Oh.
Which we decided to buy here because it was like, yo, fuck it, this is and it's done exactly what I thought it would do. But white gays are inherently so racist. Like, because we stay so booked, I rarely get. I try to come down at least every other month or so, or whatever. But because the neighbors don't know who owns it. They don't know. I mean, so he came over. I was on his way. He came over. He was like, "Oh, are you an Airbnb guest? What was the neighborhood?" I was like, "No, I'm the owner." Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I just didn't know. Well, you can take you and your little caftan and march it on back. And now I was getting some taxes off the porch yesterday. And he was like, "Hi, neighbor." I was like, "Hey." Because then Swag, he was trying to tell me, he was like, one of your every bit to tell me you guys have an amazing backyard. And I was like, you cost enough. I like to think it's
I'm not a big neighbor talker to her kind of person. Like I don't like getting involved with people who.
Well, so here's the thing, because I don't live
Yeah.
here, I need to let them know to kill it.
Right. Like I mean, an introduction. Yeah, we know who each other are, but
No,
the whole,
like the gays
coming over and socializing, I don't.
like the gays beside they party. So if I'm going wrong, I let them call me. The motherfuckers are throwing condoms over the fence. Crazy shit. And I'll be like, oh, thanks, Bob. It's Bob and Kevin. And they have a story. I mean, it's real. It's just real. But the thing about Southern Florida, too, the black guys don't like other black guys. And they all into white men. Because that's the idea of beauty and stuff.
Oh, babies.
Yeah, I know I have friends here, but I have very few friends that date other black guys.
Mm-hmm.
They'll date Spanish men or they'll do whatever, but shit is crazy, bro.
Sometimes that's just survival. They feel like their proximity to whiteness will help them navigate life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Because funny enough, we were having the pool, the backyard redesigned because it was a dust bowl at one point. And the black man that was laying the concrete in the tile was like, "Are y'all rappers or ball players?" I'm like, "What fucking ball am I playing? Come on."
That's hilarious because me and Shannon, we went to dinner at probably the nicest restaurant in town here, and to the steakhouse. You know, we ate at the bar, blah blah blah, and had a good time. Nothing to complain about. On our way out, I guess like the head waiter guy goes, "Hey, are y'all famous?" And I was like, "Not yet."
You should have said you were. You should have said you were. Like, you don't
But I was like,
Are you comping food, bitch? Yeah.
right.
I mean,
I'm like, so we couldn't eat there unless we were famous blacks. Okay, all right, I got
Okay.
The joy of living in Atlanta. There's so many affluent black people. They dare not say, they dare not say anything foolish like that.
Yeah.
So that's
when I lived in Atlanta, when I first got there, I was like, oh my gosh, like, oh, there's me. But I was like, oh my God, I'm everywhere here. I don't feel quite too special. Like, there's so many bald-headed niggas with beards. I'm like, big, thick. Like, it's like, damn, like, it's a dime. I'm a dime a dozen here. Let me go back to the white majority area where I feel like I'm a unicorn. I want to feel like a unicorn. I feel like I'm just a regular.
there is a lot of you in Atlanta, Fred.
Yeah, I'm like, take me back
Hey, my friend. Hey,
I want to be a unicorn. It's like,
I have a friend of mine who lives down the street from me in Atlanta. He looks like got salt, pepper, beard, and everything. His wife,
it's too many of me down there. I gotta go where I'm feel special.
Oh, I'm sure they would have made you feel special.
Put some Mac sauce on it. Cream, what are you watching on TV? What do you want to get me addicted to this week?
Oh, have y'all? Oh, okay. Have you watched My Name is Monique, her special on Netflix?
Yes, I watched it last night.
It's so good, isn't it? Isn't it good? Did you like it?
I mean, well, I kind of had a date.
a lot.
I kind of had a date, so I kind of saw snippets. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, yeah, and you know,
what you was watching? Oh, you was watching as you had them bend over the sofa. He was like, ha, 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 ha,
well, I did like when she said a white man, not white man, but white.
A white. Yeah.
But it was good. It was good.
I'm all about second chances.
It was good. I think what I really liked, she really shouted out the LGBTQ. Like,
she did.
She leaned into it. She leaned into talking about religion and how the black church is the problem and shit. Like she leaned in for us in this episode.
Okay, Cream. You know, you always change my perspective on TV. Let's go.
So give My Name is Monique a chance.
I got you.
Now when she talk about the girl in school with the helmet and the chin strap,
she was towing a line, boy. That was the line she was walking. I was like, "Oh, bitch, where you going? Where are you going, bitch, with this?" Because I was feeling uncomfortable. But she made it. I think she made it. She made it. She made it. She was towing the line though. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because I was sitting there. I even had to say, "Oh, hold on, baby. Let's see what you're going with this."
You stop mid-stroke and be like, "Whoa, wait a minute, I want to catch this part."
Oh God. Because I be stroking. That's what I be doing. Right. Absolutely. So a great show today, guys.
It was a cute little date. So
it's all right. It's hot as fuck down here. Jesus. I'm going to get my ass in the pool.
Well, it definitely was a pleasure to see you all. I missed y'all.
Absolutely.
I had a work dinner date thing. So
okay. We thought you didn't get the
No, it was a work thing, and I forgot to just say, "Hey, I'm booked," you know. But and it was
busy.
And it was the dinner I really didn't want to go to because it was a work thing, and I just thought it was going to be a bunch of problems. But it turned out to be a really, really effective thing. I was glad I went. So, and the food was good, so that was good too.
Good deal.
I like this little blurred situation. It's a real reality show.
it,
You in the confession room talking.
it is giving confessional. Yeah.
Let me tell you about this bitch. Right. He was over here, and then I talked like this, and then they was like this, and yeah.
Well, fellas, since I am on my phone, my battery is about to run down, so I'm gonna bounce out.
We appreciate you, Stretch.
I'm gonna make me a bologna sandwich.
Oh, Lord. Bye, y'all.
That sounds delicious as fuck. I do like this little blurred situation.
It is cute. It is cute.
Like a little blurred. I have a new toy. Well, I was forced to get a new toy. So my new toy is I have a MacBook Pro, the 16-inch.
Y'all's Apple products.
With the M2 processor screen.
Ooh, nice.
So my picture looks so clear.
Yes.
In your house.
Now, excuse in Whoville now, right?
No excuses, right?
With the little
This camera looks better than like any fucking thing I probably could buy. Like wow, like you know. So I was telling Swag the other day, it was so amazing because I had it delivered when I got here, so I had to work. So I got here. And I could watch TV, like my Direct TV app, and run reports at the same time. I was like, the devil is a liar.
He told me that on his old laptop it would take him all day to run the reports. And he said now it takes like 30 minutes. I said, you know what? Don't tell nobody at work that.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna be wording these reports all day long, and meanwhile you watching your little shows, and they think, oh my God, I'm still running these reports, y'all.
Well, and then because they were medical reports, I had to edit some information out of them, but it does all of that for me in seconds. So, like, yo, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Now the price tag, she's expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know you gonna give up an arm. You know, you gonna give up an arm or a leg for them. Yeah.
And a kidney. It was an arm, leg, and a kidney.
Yeah, you gonna miss some payments on something.
I had to decide between this and replacing my Louis Vuitton bag. And I had to have this for work. I was like, damn. But I will replace my Louis Vuitton bag.
Louis Vuitton.
You know, I'm a bag whore, so you know.
I love bags too. My bags I ain't got no Louis. My most expensive bag is a Coach. That's I got a Toomey. I do have a Toomey.
Okay, I got a big Toomey.
I got a Toomey, but I ain't got no.
I got a couple. I got a Coach book bag. Then I got Armani's doctor bag.
Yeah. I don't know about that life.
Yeah, I got a.
When you get tired of her, you can gift her to me when you're ready to move on.
How you do that?
Yeah, send it to me. I ain't too proud.
But so I was telling Swag and stuff. So my obsession with getting my Louis bag back is my ex stole it.
Oh.
So I just feel like, and I'm gonna say this out loud in public because it's probably cathartic for me. But like he stole it, and I feel like the relationship is not over until I replace my, my
the period on that,
right. And so, and the longer I wait, the more it goes up in cost. So right now it's at $2,900. So I better think, and I'll be 50 next month. Let me know, but y'all, I'm telling y'all right now. Y'all better make sure that bitch is in my casket when I go away from here. So if y'all there, be like, wait, wait a minute, where's bag? Is it down there with it?
It's the cream walking out with it because she's like, that bitch don't need that bag in that casket, girl. She don't need that basket, girl. Here, let her take this Coach, bitch. She be all right. It's just as heavy. Matter of fact, she's a little bigger.
I have a Louis. I have the body bag that I never, because the other thing is too, Cream, though, you can't really wear that stuff nowhere because you get fucking robbed. You know what I mean?
Shit, yeah. Out there in Atlanta streets, you got to be down here in the country where nobody care. You know?
Well, they don't care either. Like the Louis store, my homegirl worked at the Louis store always sold out. It's always crowded. It's full of black people. So Atlanta is full of affluent black people. So I'm talking like I like to travel. So
Gotcha.
Be in Kansas and get knocked in the head and shit. They be like, black Atlanta man gets murdered in Shreveport, Louisiana. You're like, what the fuck was Greg doing? Right, but you think about things like that. But I don't know. I have some expensive habits. Like I collect vinyl, which is people don't realize how expensive vinyl is.
Yeah.
I like bags, it's expensive. I like Apple products, expensive. And so when my grandson was small, he couldn't say expensive. He would say suspensive. He's like, oh, Papa, that's suspensive. You're like, oh, you're gonna probably say that the rest of your life. That's Malcolm, what do you have coming up for Wednesday show?
I am not 100% sure, but I am kind of going down that road of getting to know aspects of your identity. So I forget. I was listening to a TikTok video about that, and I'll probably have that for you.
Are you high? Are you sleepy? What's happening?
I am pretty high. Yes.
Okay. I ain't put you on blast on the broadcast, but now we all picture. Brother, you are high. You are dragging. And I was like, I ain't gonna ask him no more goddamn. Normally, when I want real intelligent insight, I'm like, so Malcolm, what do you think? He's like, today he was like, yeah, you're right. I'm like to myself, nigga, where is the rest of it? Oh my God. Like, what the fuck is happening? Why aren't you elaborating on these things? And so halfway through the show, y'all, I was like, oh, he high. Let me leave that brother alone. He doing good just to show up for work. I'm gonna leave that brother alone. He doing the bare minimum today. One time he was so high I had to host his show. He was like, Greg, just go ahead. I'm gonna sit right here. You got it. I was like, Malcolm, just sit down. For real, swag. I was like, hey. Friends don't let friends host high. Don't. You're not gonna, because we think about thousands of people see us monthly. So I'm just like not gonna let my friend embarrass himself.
That's a true friend right there.
They're like.
Real friends don't let friends scream high.
Right. I'm like, no. And so I pretty much know whenever I bounce the third, when he told me today, he didn't tell me until after he didn't have the news stream. He's like, I don't have the news stream today. I was like, oh. Reggie, we are in trouble. Oh, what I was about to say. So next week I have, and you guys might want to download this. I have started delving.
We don't give our best efforts. We kind of go through the
Audible original, the 6 Habits of Growth. So I'm going to start doing that next Saturday, and this is what it looks like. Ooh, let me get rid of the blur. Un momento, please. Let me get rid of the blur.
Back to reality.
Right. Let me get rid of this shit blur. As the old folks say. Give me one second. Let me see. General, virtual backgrounds. Let me see right here. None. Boom. Okay. Y'all should never tell a brother how to do shit. So this is what it looks like right here. Audible original, The 6 Habits of Growth.
Okay.
Get unstuck. I like that. Create the life of your dreams. By Brandon Broussard. I ran across it this morning in a hurry to look for a topic, and I was stuck. I was like, wow. And the first one, just to give you a heads up, is motivation. is absolute motivation, and that's like people ask me, well, Greg, how do you find success in your life? Because I'm motivated. You know what I mean? The thing is, like, as a younger man, I was motivated, to feed my kid, but then I became motivated by money, and then motivated by access, and just different things motivate you. But like I was telling somebody, I make my bed every day. You know what I'm saying? Or I clean up my space every day. I was joking. I was kidding with the guys this morning. I said, now that I figure out how to use the virtual backgrounds, I'll never clean up again. Now, that's a lie. Now, I'm probably don't make the bed up here because I hate these beds. But at home, my bed stays perpetually made because I've learned that if you do that one activity, now I cheat sometimes and sleep on top of the cover. But they don't say how to get it done. They just say just get it done. So yeah, and then so I keep the closet together. Things that functionally make me feel better. So I'm going to be talking about its motivation, all those things. So it's a really quick week. The whole thing is only like 4 hours. So I think I did the first hour this morning while I was trying to fix the hot water.
Sounds good.
There you go. I'm gonna do the first 3 habits Saturday, and then I'm gonna do the next 3 habits the following. I don't want to drag it out too much because I don't want to lose the audience. So Malcolm, Matt, I want to call you Matthew. Malcolm, you don't mind? I'll introduce it Saturday. Wednesday. And then I'll do a video flyer and I'll put it out. Probably Monday, I'll do a little video. Hey, you can download this book, Audible. I have tons of credits if anybody needs it. I can send you because you can share credits on Audible. Is that?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Dude, you are so high. I'm not gonna ask you. Like your skin is glowing. You look amazing today. You are fucking high. You got chinky panda eyes.
Malcolm's gonna turn around and start eating those donuts behind.
Right. Oh, he's in slow motion. Look at him. That nigga's in the He is definitely everything everywhere all at once. Oh, I know you're about to take a nap, Well, go ahead, brother. Thank you, Queen, ever so much.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to see y'all.
I appreciate it. All right, I'll see y'all on Wednesday.
All right, y'all be good.
I can't find that stop button.